This is a 4-step course that will scale your coaching programs from 5 to 6 figures in less than 120 days. My name is Edmund and I've generated over $1 million for my coaching offer. And if I had to scale a program from 5 to 6 figures right now, here's the exact system I would use. But before moving forward, I want to break a belief that most coaches have currently, which is that they need plenty of followers in order to do 6 figures a month, which to be honest is not even their fault, because when you search up on YouTube, all the coaching gurus tell you that you need a lot of followers in order to make money, but that's a lot. Last month, one of my coaching offers did $35,000, and the funny thing is he has less than 10,000 followers across all platforms. My purpose of telling you this is that you don't need a high follower count in order to make 6 figures. All you need is the right system. So now that we have it out of the way, let's get into the first system that you need to scale from 5 to 6 figures a month. The first thing I change in every coaching program is the way that their ICP perceives them. Most coaches struggle because they focus on vanity metrics like follower count instead of building an actual relationship with their audience. A Google research shows that in order for someone to buy your offer, they have to watch 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms. And the way I want you to think about it is that sending traffic to websites, giving people calendars or link trees, all of these things create distance. For example, when you give people multiple options on a link tree, they get confused and they end up not choosing any one of them. So instead of creating distance, you need to lean into them messaging you to create a genuine relationship with them. Now here's exactly how you implement that. Number 1, you eliminate all barriers of conversation. Remove Calendly links from your bio as forcing people to make a decision. Remove websites from your customer journey because websites create distance. And the worst thing that many people don't talk about is get rid of things like Linktree, because when people have 1, 2, 3, 4 options to click, they're gonna end up picking none of them. Second thing is to create daily touch points with your audience, whether that be on stories, whether that be a post, whether that be TikTok story, posting on TikTok regularly, a YouTube video, an Instagram short. When you're starting out and when you're small, you want to optimize for DM conversation with your audience. But the one thing you don't want to do is focusing on outbound messages. Never ever as a coach do outbound messaging. Focus entirely on inbound. Last but not least, structure everything around building trust. The one thing I can tell you about the coaching landscape going into 2025, that it's going to be trust based. So you want to show up consistently with value. You want to document your journey, whether you're at 0 or if you're at the fucking top. You want to show up consistently with valuable content. You want to document your journey, whether you're at the bottom or you're at the top. And most importantly, you want to be the coach before they start paying you. And at this point of the process, it's kind of a fake it till you make it, frankly. But here's one thing you won't learn until it's too late. Running traffic to a broken funnel breaks it even more. If you're not making money organically, it's not because you need paid ads. It's because you need to fix your system. The first part of that system is Instagram. Instagram is what I like to call the trust platform, because Instagram, when used to its full extent, will build trust like no other on any other platform. Instagram is a powerful tool because it allows for daily micro interactions that build trust over a period of time. But the reality is that most coaches actually use it backward. Stories are what collect you cash. A few months ago, I did a launch using solely Instagram. But essentially for this client, we collected $10,000 in the span of a week, and he had less than 1,000 followers just because we built trust over a period of time through Instagram stories. But the thing about Instagram stories is that it's not about getting more views. It's about converting and nurturing the people that are already in your ecosystem. Now here's exactly how to implicate it. Number 1, if you're a coach that actually wants to push hard, you need to post a minimum of 5 times every single day on Instagram stories. Whether it be your day-to-day life, whether it's client results, whether it's a new freebie that you just came out with, or even documenting your day-to-day journey. Understand that Instagram is to build trust, and if you use it the right way, you're gonna have the ability to sell anything. The second thing is Reels. Now with Reels, you want to focus on the exact pain point that your ICP has. So depending on what coaching program it is, if you're a fitness offer and you're targeting single men who want to get back in shape to get, their partner or something, all your Reels must be targeting that ICP. You need to dig really, really deep into their pain point. Instead of saying things like, oh, I'll help you get a 6-pack by summer, say something along the lines of, oh, I'll help you get your wife back that just divorced you, because that's a much deeper pain point. And somehow you could tie that to him being divorced because he was overweight. In some way, somehow you could tie that to him being divorced because he was out of shape. Last but not least, with Reels, you need to give people actionable steps. One of the worst things you can do is give people information but not give them an actionable plan to do this. That now brings us to DMs. Instagram is the best tool for direct messaging. Just like all the other channels, it needs to be used effectively. But the one thing I will tell you about DM is, I'm sure you've probably seen the word DM me this on a video and I'll send you this free PDF. I want you guys to never do that. Because what happens is that when you give people these freebies or you use things like ManyChat, is that people are gonna be coming in, but they're all gonna be very, very, very low intent leads. And oftentimes, if you don't run into some sort of lead magnet that collects all of their information, you're just giving out free lead magnets and getting nothing in return. Now, I'm not saying they don't work, but they have to be done properly. The next thing is that when you are small, and I'll say anything under than 10,000 followers, you need to respond to your DMs. Unless you're really busy, like some of my coaching clients, we specifically place a setters just to DM people who have questions about the business model. So if you're not at that point, make sure to respond to all of your DMs. And by the way, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, because that lets me know that you guys are enjoying this and to keep on making. Now, most coaches obsess over story views, but here's the truth. I'd rather have 5,000 story views and make $50,000 from those story views than to have like 10,000 story views and make less than $2,000. You need to focus on serving the right audience, not the biggest audience. And I'm gonna say it again, you need to focus on serving the right audience, not the biggest audience. The second part of the system is utilizing YouTube. If you remember at the beginning of this video, I told you guys about the Google 7-11-4 rule, which means in order for a prospect to buy, they need to watch 7 hours of your content at 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms. And this is where most coaches fail to meet the requirement, the 7-hour rule. And that's simply because they don't make enough content. When prospects consume your long form YouTube content, they're spending significant time with you. And what this does is that it drastically reduces the sales cycles and it pre-qualifies them before any sale is done. But the thing about YouTube is that you don't need millions of views to convert to your coaching program. You just need the right offer in front of the right audience. Now, here's exactly how to structure your YouTube content. The first thing is long form talks. Now, this could be done in multiple different ways. The best thing for you to do is to look at your competitors, see what's working, and kind of replicate it and bring in your own spice into things. For example, if you're in the fitness niche, you probably saw Sam Sulek a year ago with these hour-long videos that were absolutely raw and uncut. And you probably tried them. You saw no conversions with those types of videos. You were getting no views. And that's because you need to be authentic. Now, I'm not saying that you can't copy what he's doing. You can, but you need to bring in your own spice to it. And the easiest way to do that is to share your own personal experiences, because the reality is that no one's experiences is the same as the other. And the more of your personal experiences that you share, the more authentic it's gonna be. And like I said, this is not Instagram or TikTok where you need millions of people to watch you. You just need the right offer in front of the right people. And that could easily be done with like 1,000 subscribers. And the thing about these long form talks is that they build rapport and deep relationship with your viewers, so that when it's time for you to pitch a sell to that viewer, it's an easy conversion because they know, like, and trust you. Next thing is to provide real education. As the whole info product coaching space continues to expand and to sophisticate itself, people who provide actual value are going to succeed. For example, if you're in the dropshipping space right now, unless you provide actual value with actual proof, your offer is not going to make more than $20,000 a month unless you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads. And that's because the dropshipping space is very, very sophisticated. And the viewers see throughout all the noise, they see it throughout all those fast cars, they see throughout all the lifestyle stuff. And when that happens, the people who they go to are the ones that have actual value and have actual trust with. But many coaches think this is hard. It's very simple. Show some case studies. And to be honest, if you don't have case studies or you don't have any proof, please do not do any coaching programs, because the barrier of trust is continuously rising in the whole info space. But like I was saying, teach people about your skills, give them free actionable steps, and eventually when you pitch them, you've given them so much value that they're just going to buy your offer, and it's going to be an easy conversion. Lastly, it's community building. Now, what I do for my clients is, if they're very, very busy, we put in an appointment setter or someone just to respond to comments, because these are things that go a long way. And it's the small things that many people don't realize. Responding to comments, creating content based on what your audience actually asks for, and not just creating content to create content. The last thing with YouTube is community building. And these are small things like responding to comments, doing videos based on what your audience actually want, using community posts to engage your audience, and lastly, building a cult following with consistent interaction. This isn't complicated at all. For my coaching offers, like I said, a lot of them are busy actually providing the service. So what I have is I have setters or reps in place that are actually commenting and actually keeping their audience engaged consistently. And the reality is that these small things actually matter, because 2-3 weeks down the line, when the person's actually doing the business model or the skill that you teach and they're running into some issues, they're gonna remember about you who actually responded to their message and try to help them as much as you can. So that once again, when you go for a sale, it's an easy conversion. Now you have the right mindset and the right system, but there's one more thing you have to fix if you want to close these high ticket clients. The biggest mistake I see coaches focusing on is the deliverables instead of the transformation. Your clients don't pay for your time, they pay for results. And I can tell you this because after selling over $1 million of coaching programs, the one thing that I consistently learned is I bought because I wanted to get to this point, not because you taught me this specific thing. You want to sell people the transformation instead of the deliverables. And I have a real quick, if you have at least 10,000 followers, you need to be making at least $50,000 every single month. Yet most coaches with solid followings make far less because they position themselves as commodities. It's not about follower count, it's about positioning a premium offer that delivers a real transformation. Now here's exactly how to develop a high ticket offer. The first thing is offer structure. You want to focus on the transformation instead of the deliverables, because the reality is that people buy because of emotion and justify it with logic. So ask yourself, what's going to be a more emotional sell? Is it a transformation or is it going to be concrete deliverable? Oftentimes than not, it's going to be a transformation. And the easiest way I want you to look at this is with the fitness niche. Because as the fitness niche becomes much more sophisticated, the way to separate yourself is to tailor your transformation. Many years ago, it used to be, oh, I'll get you a 6-pack in 30 days, or I get you a 6-pack in X amount of months. But now you're gonna see things along the lines that I help busy men struggling with their relationships get a 6-pack in 30 days or their money back. Right? You see how it's more specific and it sells you on the transformation instead of the actual deliverables of doing crunches? Because the reality is that a coaching program, they're all relatively the same. You go to the gym, you eat weights, and you eat healthy. And if you do that for a long enough period of time, you're gonna transform. And everyone knows that. But the way to outsell the competition is to sell on the transformation. The next thing is to have a clear and measurable outcome. For example, for one of my offers that's currently doing $50,000 every single month, his clear and measurable outcome is that he helps e-com brands scale from 4 to 5 figures in 90 days. Like, that's very clear. If you are an e-com brand that's currently doing 4 figures from anywhere between $1,000 to $9,999, he's gonna take you from there to making $10,000 to $99,999 every single month. The next thing is to position your offer as a premium solution. As the coaching space become more and more sophisticated, commodities are gonna be left behind, and you do not want to be a commodity. So I'm gonna teach you exactly how to not be a commodity. And that's easily done by positioning yourself as the premium solution. The way to do that is you want to speak directly to people's pain points. And this all goes back to research. You have to really understand who you are selling to. Because once you understand who you're selling to, you understand your ICP. That's 90% of the work. Next thing is to target people who have more escape. Now, I work with a lot of people in the make money online space, but the reality is that a lot of their target demographics are people between the ages of like 17 to like 21. Right, but I also work with a client whose target demographics are people between the ages of 25 and 31. And his offer does much well because we're targeting people who actually have things at stake. Whereas a 17 to 21-year-old, if he doesn't buy your coaching program, an opportunity is more than likely gonna show up at his doorstep tomorrow. The next thing is to use social proof from existing clients. As the landscape is becoming more and more sophisticated, people who have actual results are the ones that are gonna take all the money. So if you have any results, even if it's something that's small or minuscule, market them, let people know about these results, because some results is better than none. The next thing is the fulfillment system. The biggest mistake you could possibly have is to have a fulfillment system that is not replicable, or one that you consistently have to change or tweak to fit an ICP. And I learned this from Charlie Morgan. You want one of everything. You want one acquisition system, one deliverable, one offer, one ICP that you're targeting to. You want one of everything, because once you have one of everything, you can easily scale. The next thing is you want to document your coaching methodology, because you need reasons to separate you from the others and to separate you from all the noise. And the easiest way to do that is to document what you do, why you do it, and make sure to tell people as to what separates you from all the other people. So look, all the information I gave to you in this video has the ability to actually genuinely impact your business, so that if you're at 5 figures, you can easily get to 6 figures. And I hope that by the end of this video, you have a list of notes and I was genuinely able to help you. But if you want me to come into your business and build the same system that's helped numerous of my clients go from $0 to $100,000, you can click the first link below, go to my Instagram, DM me a message of who you are, what you sell, and I'll see if I can help you. But that's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.